Right, 7 February 2026, and today I'm excited to be giving you the Saturday update. So Saturday is quite a slow day, but today we've got a lot to cover. And I want to particularly look at what is going to be happening today. Today is one of the most important days with plans for the burial of the late Great War veteran, Blessed Geza. Blessed Geza's death yesterday has shocked the nation. He died in South Africa, and we expect that his body will be moved to Zimbabwe by Monday. So we expect his body to be moved to Zimbabwe by Monday, and I'll be updating you all throughout the day. So by evening, we should have an answer, as the family is currently traveling from Zimbabwe, and a spokesman of the family is going to be appointed, who is going to be talking to the people going forward. So what has happened overnight is that ZANU-PF has made overtures that they want to take over the burial and declare Geza a national hero. Geza is an extremely popular person, and Mnangagwa wants to take over the burial. So what has happened is that Temba Mliswa, who is very close to Mnangagwa, who was always attacking Geza, has now come out and made an audio in which he's begging that ZANU-PF should make Geza a national hero. So this also follows from yesterday, as my sources have told me, that ZANU-PF leadership have approached and are asking the family that they should take over the burial and the funeral service of Geza. So we're going to see a lot taking place where people in ZANU-PF want to ride on the popularity of Geza, and they want to make sure that Geza appears to have been close to ZANU-PF. What they're failing to say is that they set up and fired Geza from ZANU-PF. So by the time Geza passed away, he had already been fired from the Central Committee and had been replaced by another person. So let's see how that is going to work. How is ZANU-PF going to make it look like Geza was in ZANU when they fired him from ZANU-PF? However, Geza always said he was ZANU-PF and no one could fire him from a party where he was in the struggle. So let's see what happens with that. Is ZANU-PF going to be able to take over and hijack the burial and funeral of Geza? If they fail, there will be a drama as Geza, and people who are opposed to Mnangagwa are going to be in charge of that funeral, and it is going to become something else. Just watch and see what is going to happen going forward. It's going to be very interesting. Starting today, you're going to see something very interesting taking place. But ZANU-PF certainly trying to take over the funeral and burial of Blessed Geza. Bombshell. So now let's quickly go to our headline. How did Geza end up in hospital? What happened when he was discharged? And what were the circumstances of his death? So many of you have been calling me and saying was Geza poisoned and so forth. My understanding and the information that I have is that this is not the case. So I just want to clarify, from all the people I've talked to, there is no suspicion of poisoning of Geza. So this is what I've heard. What I've heard is that on Sunday, Geza started to complain of what are called acids, or this is normally something to do with the stomach. So they took him to the hospital, which I don't know. I don't know the name of the hospitals. I honestly don't know it. And when they arrived there, he was admitted under a different name. So they didn't use his actual name to admit him. He was admitted under a pseudonym. And the people who were treating him did not even know who he was. They didn't know that it was Geza. And therefore, he stayed in hospital from Sunday, Monday, and then, as I said, on Tuesday, he requested that his wife should follow or should come back to South Africa. So she came to South Africa, and Wednesday, Thursday, he was released, and he was now okay. However, there was one problem, and the problem was that Geza was no longer eating. So he was no longer eating his food, but he was on multiple medications. So he had a lot of medications that he was taking, but he was no longer eating his food. So that is what caused most of the biggest problems. the fact that he was no longer eating. And I believe that that is because of, obviously, the problem in his stomach. But that is what it is. That is what happened. As far as I know right now, there is no suspicion of any poisoning. The only thing that happened was that when he got sick, he got into intensive care. They removed him from intensive care. He became okay. And probably they removed from a drip. However, he was no longer eating. And eventually, he just passed away. So I believe that it was natural, a natural death. But let's see what happens today. The family is going to be speaking. There will be a spokesperson and will be able to get more detail. The service of Geza is actually going to be held at the funeral parlor. So that is where the burial is going to take place. You're going to see the announcement of exactly where that is. At the moment, we don't know where the body is. And the family, as I said, by evening, will advise where you can go. If you're in Johannesburg, by evening, you'll be able to know where the service is going to be held, what time it is going to be held, and keep following the family's Facebook page or Geza's account on Twitter. That is where the official communication is going to be coming from. So that is what it is. And although we accept that Geza has passed away, what makes me very excited is the galvanizing power of Geza. Geza is a powerful figure, and he is one of the national heroes of Zimbabwe. Even if you don't declare him, Geza is still the national hero of Zimbabwe. He has inspired young people, and every war veteran worth his salt, they will know that there was a man who stood up against corruption, against mismanagement, against the poverty in our country. So that is why Geza is so much loved by Zimbabweans. There is nothing you can do to stop that. So that is what I have for today in terms of Geza. I'll give you updates in the evening, and we're going to go there and we'll stream. If there's going to be a service, we'll be streaming. We'll make sure that Geza is well covered. The good thing is that next week I'm in Zimbabwe. So we're also going to stream his funeral and burial in Zimbabwe. I'll personally be there, as I have a court case against Mnangagwa, against Mudenda, against Zek on Monday. So we'll be over there and you'll be able to see us, and we'll follow the whole process as it happens in Harare. So pray for us. Whatever happens, happens when we arrive in Zimbabwe on Monday. Now, let's quickly go into the news. We have dramatic developments in ZANU-PF. Yesterday, the chairman failed to arrive. And right now, we now know what Mnangagwa thinks and who is being blamed for the chairman not arriving. So Mnangagwa was surprised when all the chairmen, except for Midlands, did not show up. And I made this video yesterday. It has now been revealed that the person who caused this and who is being suspected is Obed Mpofu. So Obed Mpofu is being accused of orchestrating the boycott by the chairman. So according to my sources, the person who orchestrated the boycott was Obed Mpofu, who was fired as Secretary General of ZANU-PF and put into the portfolio of Secretary for ICT. Mpofu has not arrived also at the meeting. So Mpofu didn't show up. Chiwenga didn't show up. A whole bunch of people didn't show up. It was so funny to see then asking why the people didn't show up. ZANU-PF is changing. There is going to be so much drama. If they try to go to 2030, you are going to see things that you've never seen. And this meeting ended up with no resolution on 2030. In fact, what is going to happen is that the meeting is going to go up to the 8th, so which is Sunday. Today is Saturday. I believe that the meeting is going to go up to the 8th. But remember, Mnangagwa already made his address and they missed it. It's going to be a drama. People are just waiting for Mnangagwa to make that mistake of saying he's going to 2030. You will see what is going to happen in ZANU-PF. It's going to be so bad. No one wants 2030. They want Mnangagwa to go. And Mnangagwa knows it. And you saw this picture of Chiwenga over here. So Chiwenga and Mini, they shared a video of Chiwenga on a bike. This was in Goa. And that picture was taken in 2024 or 2025 when Chiwenga visited in India. So I don't know why or what was the significance, but Chiwenga was certainly not in India yesterday. And the drama is about to start. We've got exactly 6 months to go before Mnangagwa can even attempt to go to 2030. If he doesn't do it within these 6 months, it's all over, because he must make that declaration by 4 September. If he doesn't make that declaration by 4 September, it's dead in the water. So it will be dead in the water, the 2030 bid. Okay, so I think that's covered. Let's go to more drama. So Hubert Angel made certain prophecies about Mnangagwa, a death prophecy on Mnangagwa, an assassination prophecy by his spiritual son, Prophet Advocate Joshua. So these are considered to be two similar people. So Hubert Angel made those prophecies. However, my understanding is that an investigation has started into Hubert Angel, and very soon you're going to see some action being taken against Hubert Angel. Mnangagwa is pretending to like Hubert Angel, but behind the scenes, he is furious. So Hubert Angel made a prophecy, and that prophecy I showed it to you about a few weeks ago. And it is my understanding that there is now an investigation into Hubert Angel. So you're going to see that coming very soon. They have not forgotten about his prophecy. Then in a shocking development, there is a man calling himself Sekuru Ndunge. So Sekuru Ndunge was a popular witch doctor in Mutare, and he passed away a few years back. However, there's a young man who is calling himself Sekuru Ndunge inside of South Africa. He is currently being featured on a channel called Mbire TV. So Mbire TV is a faceless channel, so you can't see the guy who's speaking. And what has happened is that this guy is demanding an amount of between 6,000 and 10,000 from people who want to be helped. And what he has been doing is that he goes to people and says, if you want to be helped, I've got powerful spiritual powers. You must pay money into Mukuru. So he's using Mukuru, and people deposit money. When you deposit money into Mukuru, you don't have to know the person's name. So because he speaks so much on this channel, Mbire TV, many people are going to him, and he has stolen multiple amounts of money from Zimbabweans. Yesterday, I did contact him, and he did not answer his phone. He, in fact, one-ticked me after he realized that we were talking about it. So if you hear of a person called Sekuru Ndunge, he's fake, he's a conman, don't go and pay your money over there. People are losing 5,000, 10,000 after they are told that I can do what is called the return to sender, or return my goods, or pay, or return lost lover. Sekuru Ndunge is fake, and Mbire TV is not a real channel. You have never seen the person who's talking there. And if that person is watching me, WhatsApp me here and stop featuring this man. This man has been stealing people's money in South Africa. Many people have lost their money. And it's a warning to everybody. Don't go and lose your money. You cannot return to sender. Take your 5,000, get a lawyer, and get your money back. Don't go into some funny spiritual things, because these guys are fake. And Ndunge is not a real person. Yesterday, someone drove from Cape Town after depositing 5,000 rands, and they were told to come to the place where he says he works from. When the person arrived, after driving 100 kilometers, the so-called Ndunge just switched off his phone. So on top of losing 5,000, the man also lost his time. So please do not go into all this garbage. All right, then I want to go into some quick stuff. We've got a lot that is taking place, and we've got a journalist that has been arrested. So this journalist was arrested, and the circumstances of the arrest have now been revealed. So Pearlargia who is an independent newspaper, news journalist. So she does news, has been arrested in Zimbabwe. And it is not clear where she was arrested. So Pearlargia wrote a story about a businessman in Harare. And after she wrote that story, the businessman reported her to the police for cyberbullying. And then she was arrested. She's currently in jail. And I want to show you the name of the businessman. So Mpurwa conducted an interview with the Budiro residents who alleged that the businessman, Stephen Mutume, popularly known as Changa Mira, forcibly took a property from a Harare man. As a responsible journalist, Mpurwa made numerous efforts to balance the story by seeking comment from Mutume and ensuring that the other side was heard. The attempts were reportedly rebuffed, ignored, or spun, yet the journalist is now the one facing criminal charges. So she's being charged with Cyber and Data Protection Act as the allegation of transmission of false data messages. So this is being abused very badly in Zimbabwe. Be very careful. The government of Mnangagwa does not like journalists. So if you are publishing something, make sure that you seek the comment of the other person. Don't use someone's name if you don't have solid evidence, and be prepared for some time in jail. Going to jail does not kill you, but it is what it is. You are working in a difficult environment. So Pearlargia Mpurwa currently in jail over this story that she did. She did not make up the story. She interviewed people, and the people were actually there talking. And she's still in jail over this very sad and crazy situation. I've never seen like anything like it. You know what it is. Zimbabwe is a crazy country. And Mnangagwa's behavior is getting more and more erratic as time goes on. So the good thing is that when you arrest a journalist, it is known all over the world. Like all organizations have been commenting about it. So anything that you're talking about, re-engagement, engagement, all that garbage, it's nothing. It's dead in the water. It's a walk in the dark. It's a walk in the dark. Mnangagwa is walking alone in the dark. No one is going to invest in a country where you're arresting people like crazy, like this. I don't know why Mnangagwa likes arresting people. Right now, we've got war veterans that have been in jail since August. Can you believe that from 31 August, we still have 19 war veterans in jail? And this is because of the protest that was organized by Geza. It's so crazy what's happening in Zimbabwe. And this is because Mnangagwa doesn't get it. Jail is not a place where you throw people for no reason, and he doesn't get it. Then in Bulawayo, we've got a very interesting case, and this is in the B Metro newspaper. Guys, what has happened at ZESA is crazy. So there's an engineer at ZESA, Innocent. So that is Innocent Chiturumani is an engineer at ZESA. He leads and is a boss at ZESA. He has been proposing love to girls who work at ZESA. ZESA is a state entity, and he was taken to a disciplinary hearing after he made 76 advances to Leslie Swanda, this woman here. And then when she didn't allow or agree to his advances, he then, when she went on a panel, he declined her job, he cancelled her contract. And then she made the report of sexual harassment. After she made that sexual harassment complaint, he was sent to a disciplinary, and there were 4 people on the disciplinary panel. They found him not guilty because she did not explicitly say no. So she never said no. She was deflecting whatever he was doing. However, she kept evidence of everything. And now she's gone to the public and said he is obviously guilty of what he did, which is to propose love to juniors. He has also proposed love to 4 other employees at ZESA. So this is the man, and that is the story. However, this is not the only thing. In Zimbabwe, it's very common for bosses to propose love to their juniors. In fact, you should know that that's not allowed. Normally, in other companies, they have a policy against a boss going or falling in love with a junior, because normally a boss, when you don't agree, they'll punish you. So ZESA has got poor policies. They need to fix it. When I was working at the bank, one of the strangest cases we dealt with. So I was the information security manager at the bank in 2003. So that was long back. One of my jobs was to work with the investigation teams. One of the craziest situations we had was when Trust Bank merged with Royal Bank and with other banks. So it became ZABG. I worked briefly there at ZABG. So there was a girl, very pretty girl. She was a teller. And the boss had just came from one of the banks. I think it was Royal Bank. So when he came there, he was too shocked to see, this is such a beautiful girl. And he says, let me ask her out. So the boss asked out the girl. And the girl said, no, I can't date you. You're my boss. So she specifically said that. You can't date me. You're my boss. Just the same thing as Leslie said. Leslie said, I can't date you. You're my boss. So what he did is in the evening, when at the end of the day, there is a stamp at the bank which is used to certify a document. He went and stole that stamp and made sure that she couldn't find a stamp. And I think he went and stamped a number of documents with that stamp. So when we're doing the investigation, we're like, why would someone do that? In the particular case of Leslie's band, she found her ladder broken. She found her belt stolen. So this is the kind of stuff that happens when someone tries to be in love at work. They go berserk. And you cannot believe some of the things that we've seen during my time at work when bosses try to go and fall in love with a junior. So there's definitely a need to have a policy so that you don't have these situations happening. And the policy must clearly say it is not allowed for a boss to be in love or to propose love to a junior. If you do that, you are fired, you are guilty of an offense, and you're gone. And it must also say, if you are in love as employees together, you must all go and declare at HR. Then you won't have the situation where someone says I was sexually harassed or the companies. So let's say the two fight, you have a disruption of the company. So that must be a policy. And I think that at the Herald, they've introduced that policy because of the bizarre situations that are taking place over there. That is crazy. Then let's go to Malawi. Malawi, something crazy has happened yesterday. So there's been a big kidnapping that took place in Malawi. So if you go to the Malawi Times, you're going to see that one of the top hotel directors has been kidnapped as they were entering their office. So Crossroads Hotel Director Samia Sakrani was kidnapped at 10:30 a.m. on Friday. 3 unknown assailants used the Toyota Fortuner with the 2 different registration numbers and kidnapped him as he was entering his office. They fired 2 warning shots into the air before fleeing and then dumping the car. After that, they then put him in a different car. So that is the shooting that took place in Malawi yesterday and kidnapping of one of the top hotel directors. He hasn't been found, and police are currently finding out. They expect a ransom demand to be made. So in Malawi, it's very common to be kidnapped for ransom. So if you're in Malawi, be very careful. They can kidnap you and keep you for ransom, just like in South Africa. Over 500 kidnappings taking place in South Africa. Don't go outside your house if you don't have to. Don't wander around, you'll be taken. And right now, we've got a Zimbabwean man that has been kidnapped. Right now, as we speak, there's a Zimbabwean man that has been kidnapped who you can't find. People are looking for him. So stay inside the house. In Gauteng, don't move around too much and don't be seen. Don't have a certain pattern of moving. Then in South Africa, there's a military drama taking place. So the biggest military drama in South Africa is taking place. And this is to do with the generals. As you are aware, the Department of Defense of South Africa and the South Africa National Defense Force appeared before the Portfolio Committee on Wednesday. They were supposed to produce reports on the budget review and recommendation report and to address several urgent controversies. So there was a lot of tension and they were told to come back. So they went there, but they were told to come back. The committee was not happy about the information provided. This is to do with projects with China and the projects with Cuba. So there are certain projects with China and Cuba which have not been completed or which are overspending or there are issues with them. So if you go to the Parliamentary Monitoring Group, you see the details of the proceedings. However, one of the top queries raised is about General Rudzani Mapanya, who has passed the legal retirement age and is continuing to serve as chief of the ZANU-PF 5 years after he was supposed to have retired without any approval. Guys, I've never seen anything like it. This is happening in South Africa. And you remember with the situation in Zimbabwe where the general, Valerio, had already passed. Just by 2 years, they were extended. But in South Africa, General Mapanya has passed by 5 years. And he still hasn't got any approval, but he's serving as the leader of, or the commander of the ZANU-PF. That is crazy. I can't believe it. But that is what it is. It's happening right now in South Africa. He's a very powerful general. You can see it clearly that no one can touch him. And remember, there's an investigation right now on the military exercise that took place with Iran. So they are trying to institute an investigation, but the army has just said, we're not the investigation. We're not it. Have you ever seen someone, when you write someone an email, they said noted? That is what the army of South Africa has said to these guys. We noted. Then what? We've noted. So what? So that is why they were told to come back. And that's crazy. Then let's go to Botswana. Botswana has got some very interesting specials. I want to show you something I've never seen. So in Botswana, there's a Valentine dinner at Majestic 5 Valentine's dinner. That is Majestic 5. Guys, do you see how cheap this thing is? Like in South Africa, buffet dinner for 2, 560 pula. That's like 600 rands. And then hotel, 960, bed and breakfast. It's like you must go there and pay 950 and you get a hotel and you are free. And you get free breakfast. That's crazy. I've never seen it. When I go to a hotel with my kids, if we don't spend 2K, I don't know. You guys in Botswana are so lucky. So make sure I do this Majestic 5 thing and you'll be so happy. And then let's go to a quick look at the newspapers. We have a crazy situation at a company that was bought for 28 billion. So there's a company in South Africa which is called Stack Overflow. It is owned by Process. It's one of the top programming or developing environments. So where you ask each other questions. Guys, AI is going to take away your business. So what has happened is Process used to be the most followed, one of the top 10 most followed. Stack Overflow used to be the top 10 followed website. From December to now, it has crashed by 87%. So only 7,000 people go there now. 90,000 people used to go there a day. Right now, only 7,000 people go there. Everyone who's the website, they know this. Websites are dead because of AI. So this company was they spent 28 billion for it. It's worth 0 right now. Within the next few weeks, it will be worth nothing. All this has happened within the past 4 weeks. That is because there is no question on this earth that you need to ask another person. It doesn't matter if it's medicine, it doesn't matter if it's what. If you want to know something, you just go to Gemini, you type, you just go to, what's the other one? Chat. You ask, and you just go to DeepSeek. DeepSeek is crazy. Because you know what happens with DeepSeek? You don't have to pay nothing. So if I go to Grok, myself, I use AI heavily. There's no person on this earth who uses AI more than me. So I go to Grok and I spend an hour talking to Grok. After 20 questions, if I haven't paid, they'll tell me you have asked too many questions. So every day I have to wait 2 hours. I have to break 2 hours. With the DeepSeek, you can keep going and asking and asking and asking. And it will never stop. It will never tell you that you've asked enough. I don't know how they do it. But all the other platforms, they ask me, Gambakwe, we've been talking for 2 hours. Now it's enough. So with Stack Overflow, people are going to lose jobs and the money is lost. It's gone down the drain. The 28 billion that they used to buy this is gone. Then let's go to the Herald newspaper. So that was in the Citizen. Let's go to the Herald newspaper. Herald Zimbabwe is the biggest newspaper in Zimbabwe, and they've got a lot going in there. So let's see if they published today. No, not yet. Chronicle Zimbabwe. Let's see if they published. No, not yet. So let's go to the Manica Post. So in the Manica Post, 2 serial killers have been convicted and sentenced to life. So there are 2 serial killers from Zimbabwe and Mozambique who were operating in Mutare in 2024. And they killed a number of people. So these serial killers have now been sentenced to life. So on 10 September 2024, around 12 p.m., a off-duty policeman, Mudinda, left his home in Kanga to go to church at Hope House. And he told his wife that he was going to church. Then he went into town. He got out of town late at around 7 p.m. And then he was killed by these 2 serial killers. They stole his phone and his clothes and his shoes and ran away with them. So that is Stereo Jao Mahachi and Sanili Simbarashe Makono, a 23-year-old. They killed Trevor Mudinda and Mudida. Okay, Mudida. That is the guy they killed. And then on the next week, they killed another person. They got arrested. And during interrogation, they then revealed that they have also killed the cop. So now they've been sentenced to life in prison. The biggest problem in Mutare is lack of lighting. So there's absolutely no lighting. By 7 o'clock, we must be inside. So they need to sort out. One of the biggest things that was found in an audit in Mutare was the lack of lighting. So if you're in Mutare, be aware that there are people coming from Mozambique. Some of them are serial killers like these guys. So they had to go into Mozambique and get him. That is how he ended up in jail. So that is the top story we have inside of the Manica Post. And then let me see if there's anything else that I haven't covered right now. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover. Let's go to Oveer. Please support our sponsor, Oveer. Oveer is amazing. So if you're weak, if you touch something and you're weak, if your muscles are not growing, if you're having trouble with sugars, if you're having trouble with high blood pressure, all these issues, get Oveer. So it is amazing. It's one of the most powerful herbs, natural herbs. And Gambakwe is with original. We are currently running a special where if you buy 1 packet, we'll give you another packet if you're in the UK, Ireland, or if you are in Scotland. And in Zimbabwe, South Africa, we're giving you 2 free perfumes for Valentine's Day if you buy a packet. So please get it done. Don't delay. This special is ending on the 14th. Especially the UK guys. Let's get it moving. And then in terms of AFM University, we have created the Center for Employment Creation. That is going to be our first creation. We are going to build one of the biggest campuses and a business-centric and employment-centric university. Go to afmuniversity.com. Here, you will see the areas of employment. We've got 391 businesses. So let me show you so that you guys don't understand. So in future, universities are not going to just teach. They are going to do. So what we've decided to do, we've decided to create opportunities. So you'll be able to join other people in what is called focus groups. And the focus groups are already there. This is under development. But if you scroll down, you will see that we've got all businesses here. In the next few days, you'll be able to join And there is no business that is not there. So we're going to create focus groups so that we can formalize. So dairy farming, manufacturing, e-commerce, drop shipping, electrical repairs, every business you can think of is here. And you'll be able to join a focus group who are going to formalize and create a formal big company. And this is going to be a game changer. And we hope that we're going to have an office within the next few months where we'll be able to formalize these businesses. But soon we'll establish WhatsApp groups for this. Unfortunately, I have to break my rules on WhatsApp groups. We're going to do it and don't be left out. If you're into furniture manufacturing, imagine if you can make your furniture and we all take it to one place. Imagine if you are into wire making and we buy one piece of equipment and all of us work together. Imagine if you are into macadamia farming and we all get one big farm and work on it. So this is what the investor will be doing. Don't be left out and don't just sit there thinking someone is going to give you capital. It's very hard to get capital. So we have to be very creative in how we do this. I'm so excited about the AFM University. So I think we've covered everything. Fixly, go to Fixly if you want to get electrical, painting, cleaners, builders, all that. Download the Fixly app and you do well. So let's go to our headline. We said Geza, who passed away in South Africa, got sick on Sunday and was admitted in hospital under a different name. So he was under a different name, a pseudonym. And then by Tuesday, he requested that his wife come to South Africa. He then got released from intensive care. And after release, he was sent home. So he was discharged. Unfortunately, he could no longer eat. So that is one of the reasons that contributed to his death, the inability to eat any food after his discharge. So that was crazy. And unfortunately, the family has not yet arrived. So we don't have a spokesperson. And we're going to give you details tonight regarding where the service is going to be held. And I hope to be able to stream that funeral that will be taking place, or the funeral service that will be taking place at the funeral parlor, probably tomorrow or tonight. So I'll let you guys know in Johannesburg where to come when we do get the details. I think I've gone for 37 minutes. I'm talking longer. Makandiwa. Makandiwa. All right, let's go to messages and rest in peace, Geza. Everyone is so sad, but we are happy about the work that you've done. Ndunge and Mbire are fake media, fake Ndunge. Yes, Mbire, stop this guy. He's stealing from people. Mbire TV, I know the guy is from Kanyamba, Mbire area. So please don't steal from people and stop featuring a person who is demanding so much money from people. He's demanding all this money and then he runs away after people pay. Like he literally stops answering me the moment he gets 5,000. And Mkuru, they must monitor these activities because it's so bad. I hate it. All right, I hate thieves. Let's go to Facebook. And on Facebook, we're going to quickly look at what is happening. The Chinese ambassador has been meeting a lot of people. I don't know what's happening. So Ambassador Zhou Ding Sekuru Zhou has been meeting a lot of people. This week, you can go to X, and there's no person who has not met the ambassador of China. Go check it out. It's like he goes everywhere and meets guys. I don't know what's going on. What is the deal with the Chinese ambassador in Zimbabwe? But go check it out. Let's look at Hopo. And Hopo, one of the first people to announce the death of Geza. So I saw this, but I couldn't do it because we had to confirm. I'm so worried about people giving me fake information. So I had to go on the real house and see that everything was done. And then let's go to other people. Who else do you want to look at? Mini has shared that video in Goa. Very interesting. And then Chido Sanyatwe. Chido Sanyatwe, you're going to see her very soon. You're going to see what is going to happen. So in 2028, I expect Sanyatwe to contest for ZANU-PF leadership. And I also expect Chiwenga and the two of them will be probably the two front runners. And then in Zambia, President of Ghana, Mahama, has left and is gone back to Ghana. Look at that beautiful couple. So this is amazing. That is President Hakainde Hichilema. I've never seen such a beautiful ceremony being held for a President Hakainde Hichilema, pulling out all the stops to host President Mahama, one of the most loved presidents in our region. And then let's go to President Maboko. In Botswana, there is a problem with the Constitutional Court. So the opposition has said they don't want a piecemeal amendment of the Constitution. And if President Maboko proceeds with the amendment, they are going to vote no, call for a vote no in the referendum. However, the party of President Maboko says they only need 2/3 in parliament to establish the Constitutional Court. Look at the face of evil over here. At the very end is the face of evil. Someone who shot dead 6,000 people after an election. Samia Suluhu Hassan standing here with other people. Look how far away from her Mnangagwa is standing. Mnangagwa is like over there. He doesn't want to stand next to her. He doesn't want blood on his hands. So that was Samia Suluhu Hassan. What a shameful person. And then let's go to X. So Samia Suluhu Hassan is so shameful. She kills people for voting. And then she gets 90% of the vote. That is funny. Who gets 98% of the vote? So let's go to Chamisa. And I'm so sad that I wrote a letter asking for her to intervene in Zimbabwe. That was so bad. Then significance of dust. Dust is evidence of motion, traction, and cruising. If there's dust, there's movement. You don't kick up dust standing still. Motion leaves a mark. Don't fear the raising of dust. It proves you are moving forward and are headed somewhere. If dust is rising, progress is happening. Don't worry about dust. Dust responds to organic motion and organic action. Don't just, dust can't resist the motion of strong winds. So that is Talent Rusere being answered. Yesterday, I tried to get Talent Rusere here. It chickened out very badly. Talent Rusere is no one. Like a broker. He didn't even come. When I said come, he said, yes, I'm going to come, but he didn't come. Talent Rusere, Pakaipa. He's trying to impress ZANU-PF so much. And then, obviously, let's go and look at Geza to see if anything has been posted there on his Twitter and see if the family has posted nothing yet. Guys, this is the most watched tweet, 109 tweets, views on this tweet after we saw it as it was published. I hope to see, one person I want to see is Savior. Kasukwere. I want to see if he's going to appear at the memorial service of Geza. So what is happening is there is a fake account called Blessed Geza. It is claiming that Kasukwere, what, go and check it out. I don't want to say it. So let's see if he is going to appear. Kasukwere is very rare to find. That is because people are always trying to take him out, according to himself. He says that he has to increase his security because people want to take him out. So let's see what he's going to do. But certainly, the next 6 months will be critical. The lines have been drawn. Mnangagwa has been warned. If he tries to go to 2030, they are going to move against him very quickly and very suddenly. The chairman have already shown Mnangagwa yesterday. They are not going to play with him, with his 2030 nonsense. So this is what it is. And Mnangagwa is going to move. Mnangagwa is not the kind of person who backs off from a fight. So Mnangagwa is going to move. He's going to fire these guys. You're going to see a lot of people being fired. So watch these words that I'm saying to you. A lot of people will be fired. And the people who are against Mnangagwa, they must not be playing with kids' gloves. Some of them will be taken out if they're not careful. So this is what it is. And Tagwire is already among those people who are marked. Hubert Angel is marked. And the dirty job has to be done. Someone is going to do this dirty job. And if you play with Mnangagwa, by the time you look back, he will be taken out. What Mnangagwa likes most is hitting you when you're not watching. So Kudara, when we used to go herding cows, there are some cows that will pretend as if they're just standing. And then they'll just jab the big bull. That was called kuwunda. That's Mnangagwa's speciality. He will just pretend as if he's your friend, and then he's just gonna give you one big blow. That is what is going to happen to the people who have said to Mnangagwa, stop it. If you don't finish the job, you'll be finished. You must be careful about Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa is an armed person. That's what you should know. And I've always said this. Mnangagwa is an armed person. He's not like other people. All right, and then we've got, obviously, this sad picture. You will see that the Nyati family arrived in Johannesburg, but they are not holding hands. So you can clearly see the distance. The relationship is still not okay. So the Nyati family so said, I don't know what's going on here, but the relationship not well at all. The body language tells me that something bad is happening in this relationship. So sad. All right, I'd like to thank all of you for watching. Guys, I work so hard. It's been tough, but I need to travel to the UK. So my UK trip is in April. So let's see if there's anyone who's got a brand that want to work for me in the UK. So if you are one of the UK based brands and you want us to work together and partner, WhatsApp me there. I'm coming to the UK and probably spend like a month if we get enough funding. So WhatsApp me there. Let's make it happen. Let's have a program where I can give you guys marketing while at the same time you help us with the traveling. So let's make it happen. And I would like to thank all of you. It's been amazing. We have been streaming since the elections, non-stop every single day. Gambakwe Media, the biggest media house, without a doubt, in the whole of Africa. Thank you very much and a good day.